emphasized that today with his performance. Gets out there in the 40, runs a 4.65 at 269 pounds, and watch him go through the field workout here. He has no restrictions with stiffness. See him hop up, show the foot quickness right there, eyes up. He was outstanding in the field workout. He's clearly established as the #1 edge rusher in this draft as you watch him go through the back drills here.
Yeah, a lot of edge rushers, Daniel, you think about them with speed, but he has a lot of power to his game as well, doesn't he?
And he sets the edge in the run game, and as I mentioned, the tight ends in the ACC are glad to see him leave. Spent a lot of time over tight ends and throwing to the ground and making all kinds of plays. You watch him go through here. Look at the change of direction. You want to play outside linebacker? Not a problem. He can do it.
Yeah, he didn't just take the defensive end drills. He took the hybrid drills, what you do with the outside linebackers, and see if he can stand up. And he's checked.
There you go. That's what I was looking for.
4.98.
That's what I'm talking about, Rich.
For the #4 interior defensive lineman on Mike Mayock's draft board.
And he has it. Taven Bryan from the University of Florida by way of Wyoming.
Yeah, this is not a surprise. It's an impressive number, and 35-inch vertical. He's definitely in the first-round conversation.
Yeah, not a surprise because of his athletic ability that you saw on tape coming.
That translates from what you see on tape to what you saw there.
How about Marcus Davenport from the University of Texas San Antonio, UTSA?
Yeah, now Marcus is not quite as polished as a player, but you want to talk about a freak of an athlete. Almost 6'6", 264 pounds. He runs 4.58, and watch how easily he moves through these drills. He's kind of new to football, hasn't played football for a long time. He's a basketball player, player of the year in his conference, ultra productive, goes to the Senior Bowl as we talked and got better and better each day in the field workout. Look, I have him as my 10th overall player. It would not shock me at all. It's all said and done. He's a top 10 pick.
Now, he's often comped to Ziggy Ansah with the Detroit Lions, and you convinced me about Ziggy Ansah a few years ago. It's not just a body type comparison, though, is it?
Yeah, both guys that are raw, that their best football is ahead of them. He won primarily with speed, effort, and quickness. You're going to see him develop more polish, more hand moves, more ways to get to the quarterback. But talk about having a tool set to work with.
And maybe a little bit more power than he gets credit for. We did see him at the Senior Bowl in Mobile work inside over the guards on pass rush, too.
Yeah, he can convert speed.
Payne.
Wow. 4.91 at 311 pounds for Payne, and he's showing people he can affect the quarterback.
DJ?
Guys, I think this is the best defensive tackle they've had at Alabama going back to Marcel Darius. And you look at the long list of guys. We had Jaron Reed, Ashawn Robinson, Dalvin Tomlinson. All these guys, pretty high picks, being good football players in the NFL.
At Tennessee, they were a couple years older than me. And to see young Reggie, or really as he calls himself, Khalil,
yep.
To see him out here now is a real pleasure to see the line continuing. And, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What'd you think of how Payne looked right there, Mike?
Fluid for his size, and as DJ said earlier, out of the group of Alabama defensive linemen, he is the most talented of that group that we've seen in the last 5-6 years.
Daron Payne's a guy that I know that you really like.
Yeah, I think he's a top 15 pick, and he is not disappointed today. Running a sub-5 40 and looking great in the field workouts, and these are solid numbers for a big man. Then Harold Landry from Boston College checked in, was a little bit taller than they measured him last year, which was good for him, 6'0", so 6'2", 252 pounds. Ran an outstanding 4.64 40 as you watch him go through the bag drills here. To me, I think the 3-4 teams are going to love him, be able to use him in that fashion. You see a little bit of Beasley. I see a little bit of Shane Ray. He's a really good football player. Was injured this year, so the production tailed off. But I thought a solid workout today for Mr. Landry.
Yeah, that's something you mentioned earlier during the drills about the big year in 2016. Not as big in 2017 in terms of numbers.
Yeah, you're hunting for pass rushers, though, especially in this league right now. When he's healthy, he can get home.
Yeah, I think the 3-4 team's going to absolutely love him. Look at the movement skills. Look at the ease that he's going through things and able to finish it off with a catch and take it down the sideline as well.
Yeah, we didn't see a great display of hands from this conversion drill.
He was one of them that actually had them.
He did a nice job.
Here's Harrison Phillips, number 5 on your interior defensive line list, Mike.
Now, how many reps he did? Vita Vea did 41. This young man did 42. He plays for David Shaw. He's technically proficient. He's one of my favorite players in the draft. And Charles Davis, I think you have an affinity for this young man also.
Yeah, I certainly do, Mike. And we got to meet him at the Senior Bowl. But you were talking about how technically proficient he is.
That's terrific.
Yeah, that was a dancing bear right there.
It sure was. The idea is, again, not to look down at all. You're trying to keep your head up, eyes up.
Defensive tackle from Stanford. I think he's had a pretty good day himself.
Yeah, Harrison Phillips he showed off yesterday on the bench press. 42. The jumps, that's not going to be, well, although 32 is great. You can say the jumps shouldn't be his thing. It's all about strength and power and quickness.
It's the head coach, Coach Peterson.
No, the hashtag was body by social.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what the hashtag. That's what the hashtag, you know.
Do you know how freaky this kid is? He played high school basketball. He was a running back in high school. On defense, they've used him everywhere in the front. Rich, he stands up at 347, plays the joker, rushes the A-gap, comes off the edge. In the NFL, you know, I mean, David Shaw, who we do the draft with, loves this guy. He's competed against him. He said he's got the ability to be the best 3-4 nose tackle or 4-3 nose tackle in football.
Next Wednesday, a week from Wednesday, is when the new league year begins.
I mean, I look at the top 10, and I think Indianapolis and Tampa Bay are the two teams that are crying for some pass rush ability.
5-1-1.
Key, this ought to be good. Let's see this. Hip movement. Step on that first one. Change direction.
Look how long he is.
And Mike, you were talking about Arden Key and the weight loss.
Yeah. Quickly, can you change? Arden Key. Foot in the ground. Go. Go again. Two quick changes of direction. And let him overwhelm him with quickness.
It's a disservice to certain guys when you stand them up and you take them and try to put them in space to try to force it. Certain guys are just naturally.
All right, here's Hubbard for the first time of the day.
This guy here, Sam Hubbard, I'm going back to when Bosa came out, guys, and we know who Joey Bosa is now.
You know, for a couple of years, and he just wasn't as comfortable in space. They put his hand in the dirt, made him a true DN. What is the kid? He's a Pro Bowler, right?
Right, and then they found out they could rush him over the guards. There's Hubbard. And again, Hubbard's, you know, you talk about, quote, safe choices. There's really no such thing, but he checks all the boxes. He works his tail off. He's productive. He sets a physical edge, and he's going to get those hustle sacks.